Are you in a point where you want to give up on your Scrum Master journey because you've tried everything possible, in quote, and nothing is working? Wait a minute. It's not yet time for you to give up. I'm going to ask you four different questions. If you can answer these questions, then I'll move ahead to ask you the next four questions. If you have an idea about these questions, then I'm going to offer you an opportunity to be able to rewrite that story and to bounce back in a way that failure is not going to be anything you think about. The major reason why people are giving up is simply because they cannot see any result in what you're doing. So what I'm going to give you now is going to help you see result in every aspect that you're doing. But let's do our assessment. The first assessment, I'm going to ask you four questions, four simple questions. If you have an idea about these, that shows me that your passion is still burning about Scrum and that there is something you can still do to ignite that question. Question number one, how do you use a bend down chart as a Scrum Master? Question number two, explain the use of task box in Scrum. Question number three, how do you handle a remote team in Scrum as a Scrum Master? Question number four, what is a spike and when would you use one? Question number five, how do you conduct a risk assessment in Scrum? I'll answer all these questions at the end. But I want you to pause a minute, reflect about this question. You don't need to have the right answer. Just think, are this question I can attempt? Now, if this is something you can attempt with confidence, then you have passed the first step. If this is something you will say, wait a minute, I think I need to go revisit this question. The first thing is that you have been part of the problem while you are still where you are. Now, let's do the second assessment. The second assessment, while you're about to give up on your Scrum journey, it's centered around four major aspects that you have refused to do. Number one, what is your vision about becoming a Scrum Master? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? If you cannot picture yourself in the next 5 years, you cannot picture a job that is going to come next week, next month, in 90 days. Trust me. The first thing a lot of people fail to do, they want something, they want it now. And they don't think about the future of what they want. So because of that, what they see, it's what is in front of them. Number two, what is the monetary value you are placing in order to help you accomplish this job? Many people are giving up simply with an excuse that I've invested so much and haven't seen result. But do you know that nobody actually owes you result? It doesn't matter if you pay them money. The reason many people invest a lot of money in wrong places is because they have never taken it serious to thought about what they are in. So they don't ask the right question and they get into the wrong communities or they get into the wrong hands. Why? They had no structural path. They had no vision, so they cannot ask the right question. Number three, indecision. Many people cannot make a decision. They base decision based on, I don't have money now. I don't have time now. It is too difficult for me now. I'm going to talk about it with my spouse and I come back. These are merely procrastinations that continue to push you further and further and further and further. No one has ever been in a place where a decision is very important to them. And they say, look, wait a minute, let me go talk to someone about that and come back. It means you were never interested in it in the first place. When you're interested about something, the first thing you do is that you process and you plan before you take the first step. But this is the last thing many people are doing. The fourth thing you're failing to do, everything you must have is on the platform of structure. What is the structure you have laid down? What is the structure the person who is promising to help you have laid down? How can you prove that what they are doing is working? With so much belief in people that we don't do our own assignment. Now, let's do the last part of the assessment, why you are still not getting a Scrum job. And after this assessment, if your answer is yes, then I can help you. If you don't have an answer, then I cannot help you. Have you ever, for a second, thought that you can invest $20,000 in order to earn a career as a Scrum Master? If this thinking is not in your mind, I'm not sure you need a career in Scrum. I'm not saying it's going to cost you $20,000. I'm talking about the value of what you want to engage in. Many people simply do not care about what they are pursuing simply because the value of what they put in, it worth nothing. I've seen people over and over again. I've been running a community for close to 4 years now. I've seen people come in within 45 days to get a job. I've seen people come in within 1 year to give excuses and do nothing. But the difference I see between these people, value. Value in terms of how impactful. I had a lady, she came to my community, she had to sell all her jewelry just to afford the fees. And in less than 60 days, she's working at Disney as a Scrum Master. What makes the difference? Value, not the cost. She did not invest more than $2,000. But I have people who invested more than $2,000. They show up once every 3 weeks and they complain that they don't have a job. Now, let's bounce back to our first assessment, the question I asked you. And I promise that I was going to give you the answer. And all of these questions are in my book, Ace Your Scrum Master and Kanban Interview with Ace. You can get a copy on Amazon. Check down this video, you get a copy. How do you use a burn down chart? Burn down chart simply is used to track how work is being completed during a sprint. As simple as that. The second question I asked, explain the use of task boards in Scrum. Task board are also called Scrum board or Kanban board. They simply show you the progress of the different tasks that you are completing in Scrum. Question number 3, how do you handle remote teams in Scrum? Remote teams is just like any other team. The difference is that you're not in a physical environment. So the most difficult thing to do is to build rapport. So you build rapport by creating an environment where people can open up, by creating opportunity to talk to your team one-on-one even after the meeting in order to build that meeting. by ensuring that you have alignment time if you're working with people across different geographical locations, and by making sure that you implement the right approach of communication in a way that everyone can participate and is involved. And one of those approaches is by creating an environment where people can come physically on a video and you can be able to help them. Question number 4. How do you use, now my question number 4 was, what is a spike and what will you use it for? A spike simply means that there is a story or there is an item we have not fully understand what to do about it. So we need to create some time to research. So it's a story or it's an item that need further research and is used for us to probe more deeper into any item or question before we further engage in estimating the effort we're going to use to estimate it. And my last question was, how do you conduct a risk assessment in Scrum? Now, risk assessment simply is an evaluation that we implement anytime we are running our backlog refinement. What are the opportunities that we can complete this work? What are the dependencies? What are things that can stop us from completing this work? So in Scrum, a risk assessment is not something you do independently like in project management, but it's an integral part of the Scrum event. The daily stand-up, the sprint planning, backlog refinement, sprint review, and retrospective are opportunity where we continuously assess risks and improve. But most importantly, we leverage the retrospective to find out what we did well and how we can improve on it. But if you have been able to do all of this assessment, I want to invite you to be part of a well-structured community that doesn't depend on me, depend on a structure, level 1, level 2, level 3. Now, people in my community will literally tell you that it's not about what someone promises you. It's about a structure that can help you accomplish the work. Why would you go to the hospital and any doctor attend to you and you're comfortable that they will do the right thing? Structure. There is a structure, you can follow that structure and you can get result. And you can now come back to that structure if anything is missing. What has kept many people and frustrated many people in their Scrum journey is simply because they get into system that is pioneered by a single person. If that person is incapacitated, the whole structure is incapacitated. My community has more than 40 coaches available at any time to help you. And most importantly, for those who are willing to take decisions, cost is never a problem. We always find a solution for you. For those who look at the cost of implementing, they don't have a place in my community because they are still going to postpone this journey for the next 5 months, 6 months. Indecision. I want you to make a decision this week. And I want you to tell yourself, I am going to invest in this career and get the job regardless. If you can do this, then this video is for you. Reach out to me. Tell me, look, I watched your video today. I think I want to restart my journey. I've had so many frustrations. I've invested a lot, but I think I have some hope that is being revived in me. And I'm sure you're the right person to help me there. Reach out to me. I'll create time to talk to you. And trust me, if you do that within the next 90 days, you are going to see completely something different. Within the first 2 weeks, anyone who join my community can see already a significant difference. If they cannot see that, they request for their money. We simply tell them that when we embody them. If you come and you don't see what we promised you within the first 2 weeks, ask for your money back. We'll fully give you. And for 4 years, we have not seen a single being who requests for their money. accept that it wasn't in the first place for you to do what you really want to do. I see you in the community. Have a great week. One thing, don't forget, you have a decision to keep making excuses or to take action today. Choose to take action today. Subscribe, like, and share for weekly videos that will help you push through. And don't forget, this is a book that has more than 224 powerful questions. Answering questions has never been the problem of not getting a Scrum job. The major problem has been the inability of people to make decisions that will give them results.